Alright, let's dive right in. So, here's the headline. In just the first 100 days of Donald Trump's return to the White House, the Department of Energy says it managed to save American taxpayers over $700 million. Yep, you heard that right, $700 million. But how, and what exactly did they cut? Let's break it down. First, it's all about trimming what they call wasteful programs. The Department of Energy, or DOE, went through their budgets and axed a bunch of ongoing contracts. These weren't just any contracts, though. A lot of them were tied to things like diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, or ambitious climate targets that critics say came straight out of the Green New Deal playbook. By hitting pause on these contracts, they claim to have saved a mountain of cash in record time. But the DOE didn't stop there. Officials say they're on track to save another $3 billion just from canceling contracts that hadn't even been finalized yet. That's a serious chunk of change. And all of this is part of a bigger push across the federal government. Let's zoom out. There's also a new agency on the scene, the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOE. Yeah, you heard me, DOE. It's led by none other than Elon Musk, and it's supposed to be basically the government's cost-cutting SWAT team. According to their numbers, the Trump administration has saved a jaw-dropping $160 billion so far in its first 100 days back. That's about $993.79 for every taxpayer. Not bad, right? DOE has even created something they call the Agency Efficiency Leaderboard. Think of it like a scoreboard for government savings. Leading the pack is the Department of Health and Human Services, with the General Services Administration and the Department of Education close behind. The DOE, the Department of Energy, actually comes in third from the bottom on total savings, but still, $700 million isn't exactly pocket change, so where's all this money coming from? Let's get into the details. The savings aren't just from canceling contracts. They're also Media Group, Department of Energy Office, DOE logo on wall, Government Accountant using calculator at stock at distribute_equally, selling off government assets that aren't needed anymore, renegotiating leases, eliminating fraudulent or improper payments, cutting grants, and even trimming down the government workforce. Every little bit adds up. But, naturally, not everyone's thrilled. Critics argue that slashing programs focused on climate change and diversity could have long-term costs. Costs that might not show up on a spreadsheet this year, but could matter a lot down the line. Supporters, on the other hand, say this is exactly the kind of no-nonsense budgeting the government needs. Less waste, more savings. They see it as a win for taxpayers. So what does this all mean for you? Well, if you pay taxes, it could mean a government that's trying to do more with less. The big question is whether these savings will actually lead to better results, or if some of the cuts could end up costing us more in the future. Either way, $700 million saved in just 100 days is definitely going to get people talking. So what do you think? Is this the kind of belt-tightening the country needs? Or are there hidden costs that we'll regret later? Let me know in the comments. And as always, stay tuned for the latest updates. I'll be breaking it all down right here. Thanks for watching.